Okay, so it's time to make our domain, our fluid, right? So let's get a sphere in here. Make sure that your cursor is in the middle. Add a sphere, move it up, scale it down. W. You don't really have to make it smooth, but I like to do it. And now we're gonna make this a quick fluid. So this just creates a domain for us, which I didn't want to make myself. We move this domain a little bit to the bottom, and I like to do it quite far to the bottom so we can't really see it in our end scene, but yeah, that's my own choice. And then scale this up like this, so everything is inside. I gotta be honest, the bigger your scene, and let's move this a bit to the bottom, the bigger your domain, the longer it takes to kind of render it. So yeah, it is kind of annoying that we have to do it so far, but try to make it as small as possible. So yeah, we want to select this thing here, our sphere, which is a fluid, and you can change this like any way you want. I'm not going too much into depth, right? We're just gonna make this, of course, but we do want the fluid. If you want to keep a constant flow, then you just have outflow. But now this is actually good. For right now, let's just bake this for a second. And if you click bake, then it takes a little while. Cool, so after we have done this, you can see that our fluid already starts to drip in the beginning. And I kind of want it after everything is dropped on this. So around frame, I don't know, how long are they gonna roll? Around frame 100, I think we should start this. So frame 100, if I put my offset to -100, this will give us, this does the render, and it puts it at frame 100. So if I bake it again, you can see what happens. Okay, so my rendering is done, and you can see that till here it does nothing, and then from frame 100 it just starts creating that fluid, or starts dropping the fluid down. Awesome. So yeah, this is what we want, right? But you can see that the fluid just goes through everything, and this is because nothing really has a collision. And even the collision that we've made here, or the rigid body, does not interact with the fluids. So you need to go with the fluid and make this a collision. So type and then obstacle. So everything that you want to collide with this, you have to give this the collision, right? Or the obstacle. So let's say we want this meatball as well, then we have this fluid, and you give this a obstacle. Right now I'm not going to do it with everything, just because yeah, I will do it with my later render, but I just want this tutorial to be a bit quicker, and that is why. But you can see that if we need to bake it again. So let's find this. If we now bake it again, you can see what's gonna happen. Okay, so now you can see what happens, and you can see that it collides with our meatball. And this is very cool. It just does not stick at all, right? Just the top lays here, because yeah, that's kind of how that works. But we should play a little bit around with the options that we have. If we go into our domain, we have a few things here. Viscosity, we can actually make it a bit more viscous, and this makes it like thicker, right? So if you put this to 3, or maybe even higher, I'm not sure what Blender 2.8, like how this works, if it's really like real time, like real life. But I'm gonna put it at 3 for right now. I'm gonna render this again, or bake it again. Now you can see that it sticks way more. It is a bit hard to see though, because we have a very low amount of vertices that's actually working. So for the final result, we should actually go higher, so maybe 150 or even 200 resolution, and you can go into the boundary and actually make the subdivisions a bit higher. Okay, let's render it again, and you can see what this did, right? So this is gonna take way longer, but let's look. Cool, so this will be kind of the end result. So let's play it, and you will see that the first thing you don't really want to see is that huge thing here. But if we hide this domain for right now, you can see that everything works great. And then at around frame 100, this water blobs out and splashes like a very nice, yeah, sauce. Awesome. So save this, and in the next part we are gonna give these some materials and that stuff, and in the part after that we will render it, or maybe we do everything together. I don't know yet. So I'll see you guys there.